everybody hear me? Is that too loud? Please let me know. I'm always worried when I'm sitting out in the back and I know I can't hear, but please. Courageous enough to yell at the speakers and give me some feedback. I'm going to give you what I can, kind of background of the White Lake area concern. It's a little bit of a challenge for me because I've lived in Whitehall. I'm actually in the house I grew up in, and so I can be here all day talking to you about White Lake. I know you don't want to be here all day, but you find it interesting. I know you want it. I'm a consultant. I'm a consultant, and I work for nonprofit environmental organizations. I worked for a long time for the Lake Michigan Federation, which is a nonprofit environmental organization. It's now the Alliance of the Great Lakes. Very fortunate to have that opportunity. Now I have the chance to work out of my home for a number of organizations, which I really enjoy. I also write an environmental column for the White Lake Beacon, the weekly paper, and some freelance writing for them. And then I also serve on the City of Whitehall Council, Planning Commission, and a number of other associated committees. And I also am one of the first members of the statewide public advisory council in 1991. So I go a ways back, and the original chair of the White Lake Public Advisory Council. That's actually the White River Lake Station. I'm going to talk a little bit about White Lake, a little bit about the background, some of the progress, and then some of the challenges that we and the successes we've had with beautification. I know there are a lot of people in this audience I can see who know a lot more than I do about White Lake, so I'm going to tell you right now it's not really White Lake the Beautiful. I don't think the former mayor of Whitehall is here yet, but he always says White Lake is White Lake the Beautiful. That up there in honor of our former mayor, Norm Mullen, who's a very active person in the area. And actually, if you know the White Lake area, if you have a chance to travel around, it's two cities, the city of Whitehall and the city of Montague. The river separates them. Then we have a number of townships and, that also have some property on the lake and some that don't. And probably about 17 or 18,000 total. That number of the townships are really growing in the city. Kind of a rural, small town area. Certainly, we were involved in the lumbering era. Muskegon, I think, was tops. Muskegon County was tops with that as far as lumbering. And we're actually a very kind of unique resort area. We actually have a lot of people from the Chicago area who still have homes and generational homes in the area. And actually, at first, people in the White Lake area actually moved out of their homes and let people come in, and they had little tents and areas where they took care of the people who lived in their homes. So, resort area, logging actually was one of the biggest things that changed the landscape. Changed the open lake on the other side of the bridge to the marsh. It's about a 2,700 acre lake. It's what's called a drowned river mouth lake, which means it was had a river outlet that eventually kind of backed up and you had the lake. Only one neat thing is that's a steamer there because steamers, the boats brought people up to the area. That's how they came up here. I think we're next. And I kind of hesitate to call this the chemical era, but I don't really think we can call it anything but. We were kind of a resort area. Lumbering, was gone. We did the resort thing. And the chemical era was seen as a real new thing for the area. In fact, when Hooker Chemical, one of the first companies to come to the area, came, Montague Baker said, 50 years of lumbering, 50 years of slumbering, now the awakening. And I think most people really didn't imagine that with the advent of this era that we would have some great problems later down the road. On the right is the tannery, which is no longer there. That's an article about the dead zone. It's an ocean from Hooker. But what was interesting is it was a Hooker electrochemical company. When they came kind of at the request of a local plumber in the Montague area who said, come and look at our salt caverns. They had actually tried to locate in the Muskegon Lake, but the conservationists said, nope, we don't really want to have you here. They caught a lot of flack for that. But they came to the White Lake area for the salt caverns because they were originally a chloralkali plant. And so they would put electricity through brine and make chlorine and caustic soda. The tannery, which is now Genesco, was one of the oldest industries. They were already here on the city of Whitehall. But Hooker kind of stimulated the chemical era because a number of companies came to use products that they would make. DuPont, Lindier, and Union Carbide, they made acetylene, and DuPont made butane. So they all kind of located here. And then Coke Chemicals later down the road. But what's interesting is people in Muskegon were not happy with this situation. Started the Muskegon Chemical Council, and that's how we ended up with chemical manufacturing in other parts of the county. The remedial action plan for White Lake was written in 1987. If you remember, Rick said the goal was to get them done by 86. This one was done by 87. And the main reason for White Lake being an area of concern was the chemical company. It was a very high-profile site in the late 70s and early 80s. After it started its chlor-alkali plant, it ended up trying to find a use for the waste chlorine. They started to find chemicals. Production company made things like hexachlorocyclopentadiene, which is C6, very exotic chemicals. And people started to have concerns. A very challenging issue in the community because it was simply jobs versus the environment. All came to a head over time. There was a whistleblower, and actually he alerted the state to the fact that there were 20,000 barrels on the back 40 that an axe had been taken to. So in addition to a discharge to the lake that was a problem, there was also a disposal problem. And so that came to a head. White Lake was on the cover of Life, we were National Geographic, later on the Poisoning of America in Times. So that's the major reason that when the state and federal agencies were looking for known problems, White Lake was listed. Actually, that remedial action plan was done fairly quickly for a number of reasons. It was fairly limited, focused mainly on open chemical. It didn't have a lot of the public involved. The White Lake Public Advisory Council was kind of an outgrowth of the statewide Public Advisory Council, which were in the 90s. That was just a tremendous effort by the state to really do a better job with their areas of concern. And White Lake, Muskegon Lake too, has reaped a lot of benefits. For example, that was the way that people said, you know what, we need to take a look at that remedial action plan. We need to do a better job with it. Actually, local people, I was part of a group that we actually established our own local public advisory council. That really wasn't done. Usually the state said, here's your committee and here's who's on it. And we really took